Wednesday Season 2 just dropped, and I bet there were times you had to hit pause, either because something totally unexpected popped up or you caught a bunch of sneaky little nods to classic films. Between the set design, stalker reveal, and one wild casting choice, there's a lot going on. Here's what I noticed. Wednesday visits Tyler at Willow Hill. One of the standout moments in this intense sequence is how Wednesday totally dominates the confrontation with Tyler. She goes in cold and calculated, walking into that asylum with zero hesitation, posing as Enid just to hijack a car and make her way to Willow Hill. The atmosphere is already eerie, but once she reaches Tyler, who's being kept in a heavily secured underground cell, it's clear this isn't just some check-in, this is personal. Tyler's chained up, clearly unstable, and things escalate fast. The way he throws out threats, especially about Enid, is seriously chilling. But Wednesday doesn't flinch. Instead, she absolutely tears into him emotionally and verbally. She makes it clear she's not scared of him, not even a little, and then hits him with a brutal truth about his dad's murder. He tries to act like he's in control, but it's obvious who has the upper hand. Then comes the moment that seals the deal. Wednesday walks away completely unbothered as his shock collar zaps him into silence. It's cold, ruthless, and somehow satisfying. For a few minutes, it's classic Wednesday, sharp, fearless, and emotionally untouchable. No matter how chaotic everything else gets in the episode, this was one of those rare scenes where she clearly won. Wednesday's octopus bed. Jenna Ortega's version of Wednesday in the Netflix show has the same bed as Christina Ricci's Wednesday, and honestly, it's such a cool detail. In the old Addams Family movies, Ricci's Wednesday was super into the Bermuda Triangle. She even studied it. That obsession carried over into her room decor, where her bed had this giant octopus on it. Fast forward to Wednesday Season 2, Episode 1, right before Jenna's Wednesday heads off to Nevermore Academy, and boom, there's that same octopus bed. I'm not gonna lie, I seriously want that bed. Pugsley's traffic shenanigans. In Wednesday Season 2, Episode 1, there's this wild moment where Wednesday basically pressures Pugsley into using his electricity powers to zap a stop sign while they're heading to Nevermore Academy. It ends up causing a massive pileup. To me, it totally feels like a nod to the original Addams Family movie where Pugsley was stealing stop signs, which led to a car crash we could hear but didn't actually see. Nice little callback if you ask me. Stalker's reveal. This was one of the most discussed topics before the release, and we finally have that moment. Wednesday Season 2 kicks off with a creepy twist. Someone stalking Wednesday Addams, but it doesn't stay a mystery for long. The season picks up right after summer break, and things get intense fast with new murders popping up. Wednesday suspects they're connected to the person sending her disturbing notes and the one who kidnaps Enid in Season 2. A big part of the story revolves around a vision of Enid's possible death, which pushes Wednesday to do everything she can to stop it. The stalker plays a huge role in this, driving the story forward and affecting Wednesday's relationships with people around her. So who's behind all the chaos? Turns out it's Agnes DeMille, a new character played by Evie Templeton. She's a big fan of Wednesday and goes to extreme lengths to get her attention. Agnes has the power to turn invisible, which explains how she pulls off some seriously twisted stunts, like almost killing Enid in what she calls a prank. Her invisibility also helps her spy on everyone without being noticed. Only Uncle Fester has managed to sense her around. When Wednesday finally solves the mystery and rescues Enid and Bruno, Agnes tries to downplay the whole thing as part of her prank day antics. She says she meant no harm and just wanted to impress Wednesday. She even dresses in black like her, clearly obsessed. It's pretty clear that her attempts to bond are way too intense and unhealthy, but interestingly, Wednesday still ends up keeping her around as an ally. Agnes's reasoning for stalking Wednesday is simple. She wants to be noticed and admired by her. She crosses tons of lines from invading Wednesday's space to endangering lives, all for approval. And honestly, Wednesday might have been flattered if Enid hadn't been put at risk. Even though Wednesday can appreciate a dark and clever scheme, she doesn't take kindly to being manipulated. It's a weird dynamic because Agnes's behavior is kind of a reflection of Wednesday's old self, reckless and willing to go too far for a cause. But unlike Agnes, Wednesday has started to develop a conscience. She's beginning to care about the people close to her, and that includes not wanting to see Enid hurt. Still, that doesn't stop her from using Agnes for her own goals. In episode 3, she gets Agnes to reveal how she hacked into Gulpin's phone. Agnes is all too eager to help and keeps spying for Wednesday using her invisibility. She's trying to prove she's useful, but her presence creates tension, especially between Enid and Wednesday. Thing lends a hand as a golf tee. There's a fun little moment in Wednesday Season 2, Episode 2, where Thing is getting bossed around by Morticia and Gomez. During a montage of him being treated like a full-on servant, there's the scene where Gomez tries to relive his golf routine from the old Addams Family movies. If you remember Raul Julia's Gomez, he used to smack golf balls off the roof straight into the neighbors' windows using Thing as the tee. This time though, Gomez accidentally hits Thing instead of the ball, and poor little guy goes flying into a tree. Classic Addams chaos. Morticia and Gomez's dance. Catherine Zeta-Jones and Luis Guzmán bring the heat as Morticia and Gomez in Wednesday Season 2, Episode 3. If you remember the fiery chemistry between Angelica Huston and Raul Julia in Addams Family Values, especially that unforgettable tango, they really set the bar. In this episode, Zeta-Jones and Guzmán take on the dance floor with a routine that clearly nods to that iconic moment. It's a fun tribute that keeps the Addams passion alive and well. It's Christopher Lloyd. You probably did a double take when you saw Christopher Lloyd pop up in Wednesday Season 2. Having Christina Ricci in Season 1 was already a treat for Addams Family fans, but this time around they really went for it. Lloyd, who gave us the iconic over-the-top Uncle Fester in the 90s movies, returns to the Addams universe just in a very different form. In Episode 2, he shows up as Dr. Orloff, a floating head in a jar straight out of Futurama, teaching science at Nevermore. Sadly, he's constantly getting pranked by the students. Come on, guys, show the man some respect. Enid and Bruno kiss. One of the most pause-worthy moments for Enid fans in Wednesday Season 2 has to be that intense scene where Enid and Bruno are chained up with blades hanging above them, seconds from doom. In the middle of the chaos, they finally confess their feelings and share a kiss. It's dramatic, emotional, and honestly, the kind of moment fans live for. Speaking of kisses, Emma Myers recently shared a very different kind of kissing story, one that's a little less romantic and a lot more awkward. In an interview with 17, she revealed that her kiss with Georgie Farmer, Ajax, in Season 1 was actually her worst on-screen kiss. Drop your favorite scene in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe because we'll be covering more updates on this soon and other exciting upcoming movies and series. See you next time!